So the box starts off as a square, right? Square is the 2D. Right? And we are going to make a box out of it, which is 3D. Or if you want to call it also a cube, right? Cube slash box. We're going to make a box that is open, similar to this here, okay? Just like when we did the ink shading techniques and we did a box, I believe we did it open. So very similar. Please make sure that you draw the same box that I draw so that your shadow is accurate and not completely different. So if you remember from the ink part or portion, I made 2 squares, right? One, just regular. Right? Actually, we're going to do it a different way. Make 1 square, just like this. I think this might be easier than the other way I did when we did the ink. So do this, square, regular square, right? We're going to add 3 lines that are slanted this way. So we're going to go to this corner, top left corner, top right corner, bottom right corner, and add 3 lines that go at an angle like this. They have to be all the same angle, okay, or close to it. And right now it looks like a table that's been put on its side, right? Or like someone kicked over the table and now the legs are sticking out, right? And so now we're going to connect all 3 of these lines. We're going to connect the top 2 with a straight line going across so that it matches this line right here. Okay, these 2 should match. If you might have to erase part of this line because sometimes people make this one a little too long, and then when they connect it, it's a slanted line. So make sure that this one's not slanted. Try and get it as straight as possible. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing for these 2 right here. Connect them with a perfectly vertical line, or as vertical as you can get it, so that it matches this line as well. Okay. There is our box that has 3 sides right now that we can see. This one, and the top. The top, we're going to make it open though. Right? Okay, we need to figure out the shadow. Let's make the light coming from the left again. Where's our shadow going to be? Is our shadow going to be on the left side or is our shadow going to be on the right side? Justin, where do you think? Yeah. So it's going to come out of this right here, this corner here, and it's going to come out of this corner down here. And it's going to go straight out this way. Is this correct? The shadow shape? Does this line look accurate on how to end my shadow? No, right? So it needs to, this line needs to match the angle of this line. So it should go this way. Okay. Does anyone remember how to make this top look like it's open? Like you can see through it or down it? Does anyone remember what we added? Yes, that. There's one other thing though, Donovan. Do you remember? Yes, you did get part of it. I'll give you that, Donovan. So the one thing that we also added was this line from this corner. So from this back corner, straight down line that touches this. And you see by just adding that one little line now, it looks like you can look into it, right? Okay, since the light is coming from the left-hand side, which one of these will be darker? The left or the right? Correct. So let's go ahead and start on the right. This right side, we're going to have a number 6 down here. And as we go up, we're going to go to like a 4 and a 5. The 4 is going to be really minimal, okay? So go ahead and shade starting from the bottom and making your way up. That side of the box. And so right here is when I start to change to like a number 5. And then a number 4 right there. All right, so it's super subtle. Let me zoom in so you guys can see that a little better. And I just noticed that this side is a little lopsided. That line should be right here. There we go. All right, so we go from a 6 to a 5 and then a little bit of a 4 in there, okay? All right, next side. Should not be as dark as the right side, right? If you do make them as dark, the same darkness, or the same values, I should say, it's going to look odd and it won't look like a box that has different sides. So on this side, the bottom should be a number 5, and as we go up, we're going to go to like a number 3, okay? So again, be mindful of the pressure as you're going up this side. Circular motion to try and hide those lines from your pencil. And remember, you can always make things darker. You can't make things lighter easily. All right, I'm going to make the bottom just a little darker so it looks different than the top of it. And I think I might have made this part too dark. If you look at the top with the number 3, the number 3 looks a little lighter. So I'm just going to take my eraser and just lightly drag it, just lightly over the top edge. Okay, remember your eraser is also a drawing tool. All right, I'm going to grab my Q-tip and just blend those values so that I don't see any of those lines. Okay. Nice. So you see how this side looks lighter than this one? All right. If these look the same, if these were the same values, it wouldn't look like it was a box that had a corner like that. Okay. Okay, shadow. Remember, the darkest part of any shadow is right next to the object. Remember to leave a little thin white subtle line to show where the object ends and the shadow begins. And then just lightly fade it out just a little bit to a 5 at the very end of the shadow. Q-tip. All right. Okay, now we're ready for the inside. Which side of the inside will be darker? The left or the right? Would the left or the right be darker? Why is that? You're absolutely right, but why? Absolutely. Here's a perfect example to illustrate what he just said. The light from my phone is coming from the left side, right? If you notice, this side is lighter and this side is lighter. There's no light hitting the inside of the box on this side, right? That's exactly what Anthony was explaining. Okay, perfect. All right, so now this will be like a number 1/2, 2 at the bottom here, 1 as you go up to the top of the side. So it's not super dark, but it's also not super light. And this is where you need to be careful not to put too much. And then the 0 will be at the top edge of our box. All right. This side on the left be mainly a number 2 to maybe a little bit of a 3 as you go up. All right. I'm going to now erase this top outline of our box because the light's hitting it, so it shouldn't be that dark. All right, so I'm going to take the edge of my paper again, line it up with the edge of the box, and erase and get a nice clean straight line or edge. All right, same thing on this side. All right, and then this side we're going to leave that dark because it's supposed to be pretty dark. All right, and same with this side. I'm just going to lighten it up just a little bit, not as dark. And then remember, if you end up taking some value away from one of the sides, you have to add it again, like I'm doing now. Boom, there's our box, shaded. There's our cone, there's our cylinder, there's our sphere or ball. I'm going to be referring to these numbers throughout the whole year, okay? Whether we're shading with pencil, whether we're shading with ink, whether we're shading with paint. When I say number 6, I don't mean like a 6B or a 4B. I'm referring to the darkness of the value scale, okay? So keep that in mind. And I'll be obviously using these numbers more than I will be with these pencils. This year, unfortunately, you guys won't really be using these pencils because you guys don't have them at home, right? But I still wanted to make sure that you guys knew what these were. And then when you see a pencil and you see all those letters and numbers on it, now you know what they mean or what they stand for, right? And all pencils have those letters and numbers. I'm just looking for them, okay? Questions?